What's up, guys? Ryan with the MXG channel, back today with a new bike to test out for you guys by popular demand. It's the Kawasaki KLX300R. I've been interested in these for a few years now, and I just didn't know anybody with one. I've since had two buddies of mine snag these bikes, and I'm actually about to respring this one for my friend Chris. Shout out to him for letting me take this thing on a ride. He let me ride it on the turn track yesterday for a bit, but I'm going to get this thing into some single track today, because that's where I think this thing could be the perfect bike for the majority of people. Now, before we start the ride, a couple things you need to know. I think he's done like an ignition box. He's done this FMF Q4, which, Chris, I hate to tell you, makes this bike way too loud, takes away from the quiet cool factor of it. Take that back off, put the stock exhaust back on. He's also lowered it. It's got a Kuba link on the bottom. I can't remember exactly how much he lowered it, but I'll put it in the video description here. It's substantially lowered. Too low for me, but I can still get a pretty good feel of the motorcycle. So we're going to take this thing back into some single track and ride it. And then I'm going to take this thing back to the garage, put heavier springs, because all my research has shown that this is maybe perhaps one of the most undersprung bikes in a while. So springs could really make this bike feel more lively and fun and quick. So yeah, maybe we'll get another ride in after we get those springs in and see what the difference is. But for now, let's hit some single track and test this thing out. Oh, one more thing. He also went down a tooth on the front sprocket, so it's amazingly low geared. First gear is like a tractor. You could literally go 2 or 3 miles an hour and it's not going to stall. So in some situations it kind of renders first gear useless, but yeah, so let's just test it out. Starting it in gear is nice. First thing you notice is how smooth the power is, and the second thing you notice is how smooth the clutch pull is. I was riding this on the turn track. A lot of bikes, I can't do one finger. I have to do 2 fingers. But this one, comfortably 1 finger. So I'm on the moto track right now. We're going to work our way up here onto the single track. As I said in my preliminary video, if you saw it, the ergonomics of this bike are nice. The seat is wide. It's comfy, and because it's wide and the tank is kind of wide, it makes it easy to grip the bike with your legs. It doesn't feel like you're doing anything extra to grip the bike with your legs. Whereas some of these motocross bikes I ride are so narrow, I almost feel awkward gripping the bike with my legs. So let's start off with kind of an easy trail. It's hard to see. The leaves have covered up the trail completely. Hop over the log. Now remember, I'm 220 pounds, and this is a very mild-mannered bike. Popping the front wheel up just enough to get it a couple inches above the ground, make the front end feel weightless, is no problem on this bike, but you do have to use the clutch. You're not just going to roll on the throttle like I would do with the Stark or my 450 or even my KX. Yeah, it takes these logs up here. feel like this lowering setup has taken away the stance I would want. I think with a full size, full height bike, you would have a much more aggressive posture on this thing. But you can see it tractors up that hill, no problem. I'm gonna try a hill climb on it here in a few that I only have about a 75% success rate on my dedicated single track bikes. So don't go away, you're gonna wanna see that hill climb. So I can just feel the bike bottom out right there. I've never had another bike bottom out right there before, so lets me know my ground clearance is really an issue. But like I said, I think that is just a lowering problem. That's where that bike shines. That 180 corner right there, kind of a hassle on a big bike. On this thing, so easy. Just so easy to put your foot down. You can put your foot down without leaning the bike at all. So I can tell you, I'm probably not going to go over this log cleanly. Alright, so let's try to just teeter over. Alright, so you can see I'm very badly bottomed out there. So on my big bike, I'll just pull up into a wheelie and just wheelie this thing. I don't know if I could do that on this or not. See how low that linkage is? And being as I don't want to go mashing his linkage into logs, I'm just gonna play it safe over that one. So I'm in first gear right now. I'm giving it almost no throttle, guys. Look how slow I can tractor in first gear. Oh, turn and go down this way. I think one place a lot of these mid-sized trail bikes have lacked for years was in throttle response. But this EFI has fixed that, man. These trail bikes are, throttle response is good. Brakes work good. That's another thing I touched on in the video yesterday. These Nissan brakes are touchy, which you don't see on a lot of trail bikes either. I love them touchy. Oh, see, I bottomed out over that root. It's extremely controllable. It's way more controllable than a full-size bike, which just inspires a lot of confidence. You feel more like you're driving the bike and less like you're riding it. Big rocks here. Down and hit this little sandbar. Oh, big stick. Little sand sections down here. Let's wheelie up this. Nice. You can feel the suspension is undersprung, but it still gets the job done. I mean, even a guy like me could take this off the showroom floor and go ride it. Oh, big stick. Dump down that. By the way, guys, I'm filming today on a GoPro Hero 12. We're in 4K Super View with Hyper Smooth on, but no boost on. Hyper Smooth can be misleading. It can make things look way easier or smoother than they actually are. The vegetation's been so bad over here, I haven't done a lot over here in the last few weeks. Let's see if I can find any of those old climbs. Turn around here. Ow! See if we can spin this thing around. Oh! So that's something I've noticed as well, guys. Transmission, you're not getting obviously the same quality as a race bike. It more easily slips out of first and second into neutral than other bikes. But that's expected. Okay, spin her around. Everything's so dang grown up. Alright, so there's pretty much a straight up little wall climb here. I'm gonna get a run and try to go up it. Go second gear, shift into third, still got a lot of trackable power, guys, even in the lower part of the gear, and you can shift down without getting a ton of wheel spin. Yeah, no problem, guys. Honestly, that was just as easy as it is on my single track bikes. It really was. Oh, we had a new tree fell down. Nice. I know you guys are probably like, where is he going? I can barely see the trail, but I know you guys can't. Probably doesn't look that steep to you guys. It's very steep here, and then it's got a little divot right there, and it goes to practically vertical, so you get a little run and just pop up it. Pretty cool. So what's nice about a bike like this, and the reason I think the majority of people need this, is because not everybody who rides races. In fact, the majority don't. And we need more people that ride and don't necessarily race. And if you ride and don't race, you're almost doing yourself a disservice by getting a race bike, guys, because something like this, well, one, it's going to be half the cost or less, but two, it's going to be a ton less maintenance. $5,200, and you're going to do air filters and oil changes on this bike, and you're pretty much not going to touch it for a long time. We're back out here on the turn track now because I want to try this little hill climb that we made. Yes, we got just a little telephone line hill right here that was mostly cleared by the, by the phone or power company a while back. And we took the machetes and just made a little climb. We hit it some yesterday, but you can get a nice run at it, and you can kind of coast to the top. But the top is pretty vertical at the very top. Let's check it out. It takes a very firm shift to go from first to second, not slip into neutral. Reminds me of like my DR650 or something. Yeah, no problem. Let's try to go down there. Oh yeah. Just got a couple little divots in it. Some roots that need cut out. Let's check this little trail I tried to make. Whoa, the vine just caught my leg. Alright, made it through there. Alright, so let's do a start right here for you. First gear. Now you can pull out in second with this thing geared this low, but it's a little low for me. First, second, third, fourth, fifth. So in my opinion, this one tooth lower on the counter shaft sprocket is too far. It makes first, second, and third too tight. Watch how fast it revs. First is revved, second's revved out, third pretty much revved out. I'd like to try one with stock and see how big the difference is. Alright, back up the hill. Alright, let's jump it. Come down here. Sideways because I got kind of half in the rut, but it jumps really well, even for a bike that is so unsprung. Let's go do it again. Can't get over how low that is. Alright, we're in second, so I'm going to be shifting to third just to jump this little jump. Third, fourth. And it lands nicely. Even with a, 220-pound man on it. It's comfortable. I wouldn't say the suspension inspires confidence, but it's comfortable. Hopefully after we put the springs on it, it'll inspire confidence. We're going to take this thing over to the slower, more technical, hard enduro kind of section of the loop. It's got a couple sharp divot ravines. Just see how we like it over there. I find myself sitting down way more than I should on this bike just because of how comfortable it is to sit on compared to a regular, dirt bike, a race bike. I think I could do a lot more miles just having this seat to fall back on. I also notice my heels hitting more things because of that ground clearance issue. Once again though, we can't blame that on the bike. It has been lowered. Dodge trees. Alright, here's the first of our little abrupt ravines. At least it's relatively dry today. Alright, no problem there. Also, something about this bike being smaller, more compact, just feel like I can be a little more exact in my line choices, which will definitely help beginners and shorter people, I think. Here. You guys are gonna think I'm nuts, but this whole section so far has been easier than it is on a big bike for me. Definitely not going over that tree, so let's just hop down the mountain. The leaves are kind of lame, but the good thing about this time of year is you can almost just free ride through the forest because there's no leaves on the trees and you can see where you're going. See if we can get over this. No problem there. I'm really surprised at this suspension being undersprung, how well it does. Laying around on the hillside, guys, scouting new lines. It's really fun to do this time of year. Whoa! Until you get your front wheel on a log like that and slide down it like you're skateboarding. I gotta be careful out here because there's just random barbed wire fences. Oh yeah, I'm gonna build so much new stuff. It's gonna be epic. Oh, my leg just got wet. Yeah, you can just kind of bash through the woods on one of these, no problem. I do have to say though, that really low first gear when you're doing stuff like this that's not on a trail makes it really tough to stall. I've been trying to find a good way around that ravine for other people that don't want to deal with that. Guys, think I can just bash right through that piece of wood right there? Sorry, Chris. Oh, that didn't work. That thing's got some life left in it. Whoa. What about if I go through here? Then climb my way up right here. Yeah, that'll work. Have to come out here and clear a couple of these trees. That should work no problem. One knock I have to give this bike is it doesn't have a quick adjust clutch. And after you've been playing around hard on the clutch in the woods like I have, going very slow, so you're using it a lot, you start to feel it loosen up. You have to actually stop, remove the boot, and adjust the clutch. better. This bike would definitely be a lot more fun to kind of play out here in scout trails and stuff, because if you're not on the gas, and especially if you have the stock exhaust, it's very quiet. But yet you have that 4-stroke easy torque, that 4-stroke confidence that the power is going to be there when you twist the throttle. Bottomed out there. Crikey, hit me on. Now if you want to go fast on this thing, you can go pretty fast, but expect to shift gears a lot. You're not going to ride it lazy and go fast like you can a race bike. Neutral again. Alright guys, here's the big climb. Like I said, about a 75% success rate on this. on my big bikes, and it's mainly because you can't get much of a run. You're backed up against the creek, but also because there's some roots about 3/4 of the way up the hill, and if you get to spinning on those or you shift anywhere around those, you're in trouble. So I'm gonna try to climb this in second. My fear is that second's too low and third's too high with the gearing that's on it, and I might have to shift, but I don't know. I'm gonna try it anyway. So second gear, KLX300, probably the gnarliest climb I have really you know, ran in right now. Here we go. God. Very slow climb. Got past the roots, still tractoring. Front wheels getting light. Okay, yeah, no problem. I would say that climb did about as easy as like the Sur-On Ultra B or something like that. So we're in first gear, and we're tractoring right now because it's dry, right? We won't be able to quite tractor like that when it's wet, but it's very dry right now. If you're wondering if I'm following any real path, I'm not. So sketchy, man. There's rocks and sticks everywhere, and I can't see any of them with all these leaves. It's like the leaves pretty much stayed on the trees and just got red and were nice to look at, and then all of them fell like in the same 4 or 5 days. Oh, I'm in neutral again. Need to go this way. Go through these trees. Hill's actually kind of tough to go down, so steep. Whoa, whoa. All right, that just shows you guys no problem on the hill climb. Alright guys, well, to kind of wrap this up and summarize a little bit of this, the KLX300R, huge stamp of approval, 2 thumbs up from me. Fantastic bike. You can buy these for between $5 and $6 grand. You can get a dirt bike, a brand new, reliable, fast enough, good looking, full size, basically dirt bike for about $100 a month. That makes riding affordable for just about everybody, man. I might do a 5 favorite things about this, 5 things I hate maybe. I don't know, I'll look into that, but I'm gonna go put some heavier springs on this and then probably ride this again and see how drastically it changes the bike. So yeah, thanks for riding with me, and leave any questions, comments down below. Maybe I'll address them or make a video on them. Appreciate you guys. See you in the next video. Subscribe, get your parts from AOMC via the link below. Later.